YouTube, Rumble, Twitter, welcome back to the freaking channel. And right out the gate, guys, I'm usually on the other side when it comes to race swapping in some movies. Just completely depends on the movie, really. Like, for instance, on 007, I would have loved to see Idris Elba play James Bond. I think he would have been an insanely good Bond. Now, if they would have changed Bond to a woman, that might be a little different. But changing a character like Bond to a black man, I don't see a big deal there, especially if you watch Bond movies. There's no, like, big thing about him having to be white. Like, it just doesn't make sense on that one. My point being is that some of the arguments make complete sense, but some of them really don't. One of the ones that wouldn't make sense about changing really anything would be Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. This movie has been getting a little bit of heat almost since the beginning when Dinklage was like, I think it's not okay to have, little people playing dwarves. He felt like it was insulting for some reason or another. I have no idea. Considering the character he played on Game of Thrones, I have no clue why he would have a problem with this. If anything, it guaranteed acting jobs to a bunch of little people, at least 7 of them, right? But you guys, that is not what I'm here to talk about today. But what I do want to highlight today is what Rachel Zegler and Gal Gadot had said in a small interview. So we're just going to hop over to Twitter really quick and take a look at what they said. So let's go ahead and expand this. We're not going to read any of the top stuff. We're just going to play it for what it is right here, right now.
You said you were bringing a modern edge to it on stage. What do you mean by that?
I just mean that it's no longer 1937, and we absolutely wrote a Snow White that
she's
is
not going to be saved by the prince.
She's not going to be saved by the prince, and she's not going to be dreaming about true love. She's dreaming about becoming the leader she knows she can be, and the leader that her late father told her that she could be if she was fearless, fair, brave, and true. And so it's just a really incredible story for, I think, young people everywhere to see themselves in.
Snow White is running for president.
I'm launching my campaign.
So not only are they going to race swap Snow White, which by the way, Snow White got her name because of how white her skin was, they're also going to basically ignore all the things that make the Snow White story the Snow White story. The whole premise of the story is Snow White eats a poison apple. Snow White is the damsel in distress, which I don't know why that's always inherently wrong. What is wrong with a woman needing a man to save them? It's not always about misogyny. It's not always about making women less than. The reason why the trope's been used so many times is because it paints this really ridiculously over-the-top romantic story. It's not really anything that deep, but people like this want to make sure that these kind of tropes just completely die off. There's no such thing as a damsel in distress. She's an independent woman who needs no man. So then I'm kind of trying to figure out how are they going to tell the story without having her needing to be kissed to be waken up. So I have no idea. If you're going to remove all the major plot lines out of Snow White, why are we calling it Snow White? And I can tell you exactly why they will use the intellectual property of Snow White. These people know if they try to make a new story, basically an entirely new intellectual property, using these tropes that they're trying to highlight in this interview, the movie simply would not sell any tickets. They're banking on people seeing the title Snow White and showing up at the theater just based on the name alone. Their only hope to selling tickets is to attach this garbage to an old school well-known IP. Otherwise, they're not selling any tickets. These people know that most people do not want to see these woke movies. They just really don't. Look at all the box office failures with Disney alone. That is enough to tell you what's going on. So the plan of attack here is to take a well-known established IP, a timed honored treasure of a movie, wrap it into a bunch of nonsense and just hope it sells because of it's Snow White. But I don't know, what do you guys think? Make sure you leave a comment down below. Also, don't forget to like or dislike the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell so you get notified every time I post a new video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.